Hello, everyone, and welcome to our channel. I'm Mark,
And I'm Rob.
and today we're going to talk about the fact that Jason Whitlock, who was a supporter of Caitlin Clark, has turned the tables on her and now made some very insulting comments about her. And hey, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so and hit that notification bell when you do. We're going for 5,000 and we need your help. So Jason Whitlock started out as a sports writer, and now he has his own YouTube channel. He was on ESPN for a while, and the Sports Reporters, and a couple other things. I think he got fired there. And he's very controversial. He's very, very conservative. He believes in the traditional family and heavy on religion. Yet, as far as I know, he's not married. He says a lot of sexist things. He doesn't like women, especially black women. And in fact, he even suggested that the household should have one vote and the woman should follow the man. So he basically suggested the man should vote for the whole household. He even suggested that people without kids and who weren't married shouldn't vote, even though he's not married. So he says bizarre things. But every once in a while, he has an interesting take, and he has an insightful take that I think is good. But a lot of what he says is crap, to be honest with you. But he's popular to people in the very far right. And he's been following Caitlin Clark for a year and a half, and for the most part, he's been very complimentary about her. He came out with this, and this is what he said about her. He said, the whining, the complaining, the flopping, the victimhood, the tongue wagging, the hyper focus on engaging with fans and arguing with refs, can't take it anymore. The heading for the video was, Caitlin Clark is not what you think she is. Now, just remember that. Caitlin Clark is not what you think she is. Just remember that exact phrase. He later went on to say, this is what's going to kill him, people. She plays an exciting, stat-stuffing, low IQ brand of basketball. I'm going to repeat that. Stat-stuffing, low IQ brand of basketball. Now, he's said just the opposite in the past, Rob. And this came out just the other day. And as soon as this came out, I went and looked at the comments. And the comments were very interesting. And I will read you one of them said. Tell me you didn't do this just because she liked a Taylor Swift comment that she may not even realize was politically aligned with Camilla. And another person said, that's exactly why he did it. My values, for the most part, happen to be traditional, but I don't need to go after athletes just because they might have different politics from my own. Shows just how crass and small a person Whitlock is. And another person said, this is political. Let's hate Clark because of her political leanings. Crazy. So, Rob, basically, he saw her as a figure on the right. Because he thought she might be on the right. And that's kind of what he liked about her. And when he found out she might not be on the right, again, Caitlin Clark did not endorse Kamala Harris. Taylor Swift did, but in the video, I mean, it was a tweet, right? In the tweet, she stressed the importance of doing your own homework, in learning about the issues, doing research, and most importantly, what she stressed was vote and register to vote. Vote and register to vote. And Caitlin Clark said when they asked her about it, I liked it because she stressed vote and register to vote. This is my second time voting. That's it. She didn't say she supported Kamala Harris, but some people took it that way. In fact, some people decided they weren't going to follow Caitlin Clark anymore because they suspected she may vote for Kamala Harris instead of Donald Trump, which we did a video on, and we said, then you weren't really a fan. It's kind of silly to not follow an athlete because of their politics. I thought you follow it because sports is exciting and you're trying to get away from politics. So that's why our channel has always been avoid the politics as much as possible. Unfortunately, the WNBA does not allow us to do that. And that's why, although we're very critical of the far right, we've been more critical of the far left on our channel because that's been where the unfairness towards Caitlin Clark has existed. But, so anyways. So that's.
But I mean, it's kind of funny because the WNBA just had a big thing and they have the T-shirts out now that the players are wearing. And it says vote, which is they're emphasizing trying to get the youth to get out there and vote, which is a great thing because in our country, we don't really care about that much about a vote compared to like when I lived in Taiwan, almost like 80% of people vote. But, it's just like, well, just emphasize vote. That's why there's nothing wrong with that. Just go out there and vote. Didn't say who you should vote for. And I don't even care. I have friends that I don't agree with. But for me, is like I said, this if you want to vote for whomever you want. That's up to you. And I mean, that's you.
Rob, what's bad about the twist that he did was he said, I'm scared for Caitlin Clark. This is what he said 6 months ago. I think these women are going to come after her and they're going to come after her hard. And he was 100% right. And he might have been like the first, big name to say that. And I agree with him from the very beginning. In fact, I might have been thinking that before he said it. I don't remember. But I might have said it before that because I remember putting it on Facebook saying, I'm scared for her. I could tell already, with Cheryl Swoop started out and then some other comments with Diana Taurasi, I said, I'm scared for her. They're going to come after her and they're going to come after her and they're going to be physical with her. And lo and behold, they did. And I didn't know the refs were going to be against her. I knew they weren't going to give her calls because she's a rookie.
Right.
And maybe a little bit because she's, she gets a lot of publicity, but I didn't know it would be to this extent. That it seems like 3/4 of the game the refs are against her, 1/4 of the games they're fair, and none of the games they give her favoritism. So what disturbs me about this by Jason Whitlock is he didn't even put that in part of his analysis of Caitlin Clark whining. In other words, he didn't even mention the fact that she gets the short end of the stick and that she's been abused by the players and not get calls. And even though he's actually said this in the past. So he said, yeah, she whines too much. But like I've said before, I have some sympathy for her because she's on the short end of the stick. And at some point, you got to stick up for yourself. He didn't even mention that in the whole thing. I listened to the whole thing, Rob. He didn't say anything about that.
Right. I mean, I've been seeing that lately. It was like she's got to stop. She's got to focus more on her game, and she's been talking to the referees a little bit more. And I was getting kind of annoyed by that, but not to the point where I was just like, I'm not going to still root for her because, like you said, because what she's been through, I agree with you. She has a right to, because if you were like, if that happened to you in any kind of job where people are picking on you, the player, your coworkers, your boss, the company execs, all against you, and you have to speak up.
Right. And to say that she's just stat stuffing, that she's such an unselfish player, that's ridiculous. So he's not being a low IQ brand of basketball. Now, I will say that some of her turnovers and some of her passes are dumb passes. So in that sense, you could argue occasionally she does low IQ basketball. But the rest of her game is she plays smarter basketball and higher IQ than anyone in the history of women's basketball, as far as I can see, which is why she's the greatest passer in the history of women's basketball and a great floor general. So he's not being honest about that.
No, I mean, I think I told you before where I coached where I would tell the player that was a stupid pass. I didn't say that they were stupid, but the pass was stupid. So, but that doesn't mean that their basketball IQ is not high. I mean, I could see. I mean, I saw they saw the player, and in their mind, in basketball, and sometimes also in sports, you're thinking ahead. And so when you're a passer like she is, you're already thinking, okay, this person's running down the court, and they're going to cut to the basket. You've already got that in your head already. I got the ball. They run down the court. They're going to cut. So I'm going to pass that ball to that spot where that person is. And sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. But that doesn't mean you have a bad. I think that's a very good basketball IQ because you're thinking ahead.
Right. Well, let's go back to the title of his video. Caitlin Clark is not who you think she is. No, she's not who you thought she was, which is why you're turning on her, because you thought she was this conservative, Catholic, straight white woman, which is what you like. Mm-hmm. And you think, oh, she might not be conservative. She may vote for a non-conservative politician. And that's what's upsetting him. And I'm sure of it, because there's no logical reason to be turning around, because it wasn't like she just started complaining. I can tell you her history because I've watched her since she was a freshman. She did very little complaining. Then she started complaining a little bit when she was a junior and a little bit more when she was a senior, because what happened was she drew so much attention from the other teams. They were roughing her up more and more and getting more and more physical with her, and the rest weren't always getting calls. So I think that's why she started complaining, because she wasn't getting the calls. And then in her senior year in the first round, she got roughed up completely in the first half, and she started whining, and her dad told her to shut the F up, or at least something like that. And then she stopped whining for the rest of the tournament for the most part. And then so she kind of like corrected her behavior. And she gets in the WNBA and she gets abused, and that's why she's whining. She did some whining before, but the main reason is just because she's not getting the calls that she deserves to get.
when you come into the league and you're already supposedly when it's happening to her, their thing is that, well, that's part of the game, and then she should toughen up. And welcome to the league, rookie. But then the referees aren't even calling it, so it's like, okay, so you're saying welcome to the league, and she's getting not getting these calls or getting the fake calls against her. So what is that supposed to mean?
In fact, I can prove to you that this has exactly have to do with the fact that she liked the Taylor Swift video, because in the video he said, if Taylor Swift and LeBron James had a baby, she would play basketball like Caitlin Clark. Now, first of all, LeBron James plays intelligent basketball, very intelligent basketball. Second of all, there's no indication that Taylor Swift isn't intelligent. So just because her politics are different than Jason Whitlock doesn't mean she's not intelligent. Same thing with LeBron James. So this shows you it all had to do with the Taylor Swift tweet that Caitlin Clark liked.
Yeah, she just liked it. She liked it, and because of the reasons that Taylor Swift stated, which I liked. And I'm not a Taylor Swift fan, but if it's going to get young people to vote, which they should, get these old people out of there. This is their time now. Get out there and vote.
And I don't think she tongue wags very often, Rob. And I don't think she engaged in the fans that often in the WNBA. She did it in college more, especially at home games, but she hasn't done it that much. And the other thing is, I don't think she's a flopper at all. People say she's a flopper. She may, if she after like 2 or 3 times she doesn't get a call, she may embellish a little bit, but she's nowhere close to a flopper. He even showed a video. Fans rushed the court, and her fan ran into her and knocked her down. He accused her of flopping then. He didn't even see the person coming. So he's just dishonest.
Yeah, it's sad. It's pretty sad. I mean,
Victimhood is Angel Reese.
There you go, right there. And padding the stats. Talk about padding the stats, and the coach keeping her in the game when they're up by 20, and then when they try it against another team, the other team's like, no way, we're not letting you do this, and then get mad at the team for stopping her from padding her stats.
This is a very unintelligent, very biased, non-objective take that makes him look like a complete idiot. And that's about the nicest word I can think of right now, Rob, about Jason Whitlock. And I hope this costs him like fans and popularity and stuff like that, because you can't just turn on an athlete because of their politics, and then contradict yourself a week later, and then still get like, we'll still follow this guy. He says intelligent, objective things. No, he doesn't.
As long as he follows what I believe in, that's the thing.
Well, that's why he has a certain following, because he's ultra conservative and ultra religious, and some people like that, which is fine if they want to follow him for that reason. But at least see that he's not being honest with you. And if you really want to, what's the point of following a sports person who's not honest and objective? It's meaningless. In my opinion, it's meaningless. If you can't give a good opinion on sports, you're useless. Because the whole point of debating about sports and having fun about it is to try to get it right, to try to figure out, okay, who's better, who's best, who's going to win, who's not going to win, why, and all that kind of stuff. That to me is the fun part about it.
Right.
But if you're not objective, you're useless to me. Well, so I don't want to listen to Jason Whitlock. I want to listen to anything he says again.
Mark, there you go with that logic again, which we can't have on our show, but there you go with that logical thinking, which makes sense. So
right. This is an awful, awful take by Jason Whitlock, and he looks really, really dumb.
Yeah.
And that's the best I can say without really getting into name calling, which I don't like to do.
Or even deeper to what we want to say.
Or into words that I would have to not get commercials for anymore.
Right.
So anyways, let me know what you think. I think it's clear. This is what's taking place. One broadcaster said that she's conservative, and she said he's just trying to he wanted to use Caitlin Clark to stick it to the left. And now he can't do that anymore if she's on the left. It's not even clear she's on the left.
Right.
So I guess that's part of it. But I think it's mainly that she wasn't who he thought she was.
He thought she was.
And that's what he's upset about.
Right.
And she thought that was his woman or his girl in terms of the ultra conservative, far right things that he likes to promote.
Right.
And I doubt she likes to promote any things that he does because he's so sexist. I can't imagine a woman backing him up.
No, not at
Really,
all.
seriously. Forget about the fact that he's ultra conservative and ultra religious. He's so sexist. Some of the things I've seen him say, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
So anyway,
oh well, yeah.
I don't know if he doesn't have too many women followers. Obviously, they're mainly male conservatives that follow him, and if they still like his takes, that's fine. But I have no desire to listen to anything he says anymore after this, Rob.
Yeah, I'm done with it.
It isn't that I'm a Caitlin Clark fan; is that I just don't think it's objective and silly. Anyway, let us know what you think. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so and hit the notification bell when you do. We're going for 5,000 subscribers, and we need your help. We're going to be live tomorrow against the Washington Mystics at 7:30 on Prime Video, and the playoffs start 3 days after that, maybe 4. We'll see when they come up with their schedule. It starts on the 22nd. And if you like this video, hit the like button. And if you want to donate to this channel, there's super chats and super thanks down below. And also, there's donation PayPal. Okay, thanks. We'll see you in the next video.
Peace out.